Hello buddy and welcome, I'm Common and Cam, and today we're going to be ranking every smokescreen design from worst to best.
Woo! Too hot for your cons?
Friend of yours?
Never seen it before.
Throughout 40 years, Smokescreen has had a lot of various designs, so let's see if they're any good.
Seriously? This is the best your planet has to offer?
Without further ado, let's just dive straight into the tier names, and first up, of course, had to be...
Very well, Autobot, but if you lose your very existence. I love a good sport.
And now for the second tier.
If you think this war is over, Megatron, you're sadly mistaken because I'm only getting warmed up. Smokescreen! No!
And now for the middle tier.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you guys.
Then stop trying to be a hero and start being an Autobot.
You know what? Maybe I'm just not good enough.
And now for the fourth tier.
Let's go, partner. But this time, leave the gambling to me.
Now finally, for the worst tier.
Hey, Indy 500! When I'm through with you, you're gonna need more than a pit crew to put you back together.
Bring it!
First up is of course Generation 1 Smokescreen, and I really do like this design. Of course it shares the same as Prowl and Bluestreak, but they really did enough to make this stand out on its own. I like his neck in the cartoon, it's just so chunky. Just one way to make him look different, and the missiles on his shoulders, it just works, and the toy and the cartoon aren't really that different. It translates really well, especially with the toy artwork, just looks really beautiful. And yeah, this is obviously based on a real car, I love the colours, and this works for Smokescreen. I don't think his gambling was really appropriate for children back in the 80s, but heck, at least he's very good at it. Now, it wouldn't be until 2008 until the original colour scheme of Smokescreen would return with the Universe line, and these colours are a huge miss. There's so much out of place here, but at least the Henkai version improves upon it and makes it just so much better with that lighter blue in the right spots as well. Now, G1 Smokescreen would get a Masterpiece toy in 2013, but I think the 2020 version is much better just because it's more cartoon accurate and comes with some better accessories. They're both fantastic toys, but I prefer the updated version. Sadly though, the Combiner Wars toy is not good at all. This is directly Prowl, there isn't nothing to really change it up to make it more distinguished as Smokescreen. The vehicle mode's kinda cool, but when it comes to the robot mode, yeah, you should know by now, I'm just not a fan of these Combiner Wars designs. And the same goes for the Earth Wars game. This is very ugly looking. Poor Smokescreen. He deserves a better video game appearance. And I gotta say, I don't really vibe with the Siege Smokescreen. It's a redeco of Barricade, but the head is actually just a retool of Prowl. Nothing new has been done here, and yeah, I just don't like this Cybertronian looking vehicle, but I do like the Earthrise version. And this is definitely going to need a re-release because I would love to own this. This just looks beautiful, captures G1 Smokescreen very nicely, even though the hollowness on the legs is sort of off-putting. And yeah, that's all it is though, G1 Smokescreen, and they gave him a fat neck, which I'm happy with. Or fat chin. Fat neck, fat chin, I'm gonna go with both. Now we have the Angry Bird Smokescreen, which is just a nod to the fact that Bluestreak, Prowl and Smokescreen share the same model type. And yeah, I mean, you either love this or you hate it, and at this point, knowing so much of Angry Birds, this is funny, that's all it is. Now moving on to Generation 2 Smokescreen, in order to keep the trademark, they made him a Decepticon, with his partner, Dreadwing. Yeah, just basically a random use of a name with an averagely okay design, until Japanese media would actually say that this is the G1 Smokescreen, just with different multiple personalities. His mind was warped, so yeah, it's not the worst, but it's a little bit boring. This same Smokescreen would get a sequel toy in 2010 in a multi-pack called Dreadwing and Smokescreen, and yeah, I mean, this is a little bit better. I do like the creativeness about this. I like the eye, I like the play mode, looks actually pretty neat, but the legs look a little bit janky and jarring, and those hands are just, yeah, I'm not sure who asked for this, but we got it anyway. Now for a fresh incarnation of Smokescreen, we have Transformers Armada. Now this was the Smokescreen I grew up with, so I do have a little bit of bias here, but he was never necessarily my favourite Autobot, but I always enjoyed his design. I really wanted the toy as a kid, he was one of the few that I didn't have. Naturally at Christmas I expected to finally own him, but unfortunately I got the Built to Rule Smokescreen instead. Yeah, my parents kind of fucked up there. I hated this as a kid, it was just so ugly and disgusting looking. It was not my Smokescreen. Now Armada's Smokescreen would get a blue and yellow redeco in the Universe line, and I don't really vibe with this, I just think the orange works with the design better. Now I will talk about Hoist, because it is the same character. So we got a brand new body after he was attacked by Megatron with a Requiem Blaster, and I think Red Alert messed up here because I do not like this Cybertronic excavator. I just think it looks ugly, I don't like the shovel arm, I get the gimmick of it, but even the character became irrelevant after this upgrade, so probably would have served the story better if he died. I understand that the head is paying tribute to Beast Wars Dinobot, but this is not Beast Wars Dinobot, and they should have just left it alone. The character that unnecessarily got an upgrade. In the Transformers Universe line, they was going to pay homage to those original G1 colours with the Hotshot toy, but unfortunately this got cancelled, which is a shame because this actually looks pretty sweet. But I understand why they cancelled it because it is sort of an unnecessary redeco. Next up is Cybertron Smokescreen, and this has sort of a messy history. So when he first showed up in the series, he was Smokescreen, but then they changed it to Crosswise. But eventually, there would be a redeco of this design to match the colours of G1 Smokescreen. I imagine they did this to not confuse American audiences, because this was supposed to be the third installment in the Unicron trilogy, where in Japan it was simply a brand new series with no prior connections. Regardless, with all that knowledge, I hate this design. I don't like it, not a fan. I don't like how thin the legs are, just not for me. I can see it as Smokescreen, I do like the vehicle mode actually, but the robot mode itself, yeah, no, just not for me, bit messy. Next up is the Alternator's Smokescreen, and this is actually the first in the series. This is an officially licensed vehicle, and it had a big promotion at the time where this Smokescreen got his own statue. So yeah, that's kind of an honour to be honest. And this works for Smokescreen. I actually do like the all blue with the yellow stickers on the side. Not bad to be honest, pretty sweet. I suppose we could talk about the Bayverse Smokescreen, but this is just merely a redeco of Jazz. Besides from this one, I don't know what the hell this is. We presume this is Smokescreen, but yeah, this looks a deformed sideways. The next big incarnation of Smokescreen would come in Transformers Prime at the end of Season 2 as the new recruit. He still screams for 38 on the door, but this character is a massive departure from what we're used to. This is a hot-headed, eager young Autobot who almost became a Prime. Just imagine if that played out. Now I really do love this design, it's actually one of my favourite designs from Prime. But yeah, no, his vehicle mode is just so loud, so awesome, so cool. And yeah, I really do like him and his character, and I'm glad he survived because originally he was going to die in the first episode, not Cliffjumper. I think arguably they made the right decision because it just worked better. His personality is more of a hotshot, hot rod kind of vibe, but I think for a fresh incarnation of Smokescreen, this has made a good lasting impression, I think. Now in Season 3, Beast Hunters, he got a brand new paint job, and I like it, but I just wish they added more red to pay more of an homage to that original G1 colour scheme, because I really think it would have suited this design. I wish he kept the 38 instead of the 7, but still regardless, he looks cool. Now I won't dwell on it for so long, but his colour scheme did appear in the Transformers 1 animated movie, so here's hoping, fingers crossed, if they make a sequel, that we get to see more of his character in the future. Now let's talk about some fan art because I want to celebrate all the great fan art out there, and first up we have the great Pundo who does a really cool looking Smokescreen. I like this a lot, and the fact that he's an Aston Martin, even better. I would have loved for a Smokescreen to have appeared like this in the RID 2015 cartoon. Because it just looks so cool, so nice, so beautiful. I love that art style. Yeah, this is really great. Now let's move on to Speed Tuffy, who combines a lot of different versions of Smokescreen into one. I like the art style, that's very much like Transformers Animated, and I like the Armada and G1 combination. And yeah, the colours are really nice on this. This looks really nice. If Smokescreen was going to have an upgrade in Armada, I would have liked it to have been like this. Next up we have Omega Red Art's design, and I like this. This is a female Smokescreen, and I love the colours on this. That head design is so cool, very Prime style. And yeah, just a really good design overall. The Smokescreen that we all know and love with a glow up. I like it, really sweet. And that hotshot design as well is really awesome. Next up is another female Smokescreen by MechaV, and wow, I love this. This is so cool. I like this drastic change of Smokescreen. Yeah, I could still recognize it as the character. This is definitely a glow up as well. I like the various colors on this. I like the heart in the middle of the chest. Yeah, this one looks like she likes a disco or something. She goes to raves. I like that vehicle mode. Really sweet. Very aligned with the character. Yeah, I hope in the future that Smokescreen appears like this, because she looks really cool. I like how the chest says "you got smoked." It's just so wonderful, so beautiful, really nice. Now for our last fan art designs, we have Odysseus 2.0 and Hyde Primal. I wanted to show these next to each other because even though they are so different, you can still recognize them as Smokescreen. I like that Hyde Primal has gone with a more Armada feel, yet the head is still Generation 1 style, and it's generally a cool looking design. I love the somewhat sniper that he's got in his hand there. And then with Odysseus, I like this as a good modern update of that original G1 design. It just looks so cool. I've always liked this animation style. And yeah, really cool. Both do a great job of the character. And there we have it, guys, every Smokescreen design ranked from worst to best. Of course, as always, let me know your personal favourite Smokescreen design in the comments section below, and until the next video, which will be finally Ratchet, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on that notification bell to get all updates instantly. Until the next video, I've been Common and Cam, and goodbye.